Hey everyone, welcome to Rail Talk. My name is Nolan Adams. With me tonight is Alex Siegel. We are here at the Junior National Championships at Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome for the Friday night session, full of some pursuits, some points racing, some scratch racing. Alex, tell me a little bit about what we saw in the pursuit finale. What was exciting for you?
Well, I think, hometown bias, Jerry Baker Jr. coaching bias, but we had our third jersey of the night taken by our own Merritt Gallagher. Not as fast as he went this morning, but I think built an early lead and saw that he could just save a little bit for the scratch race later in the night and still bring home the gold, which he did. So fantastic way to start the evening, and then right into some phenomenal points races, just back to back. Yeah, super exciting.
The 13-14 women's points race was one of my favorites of the evening. Annie Chen just consistently showing her power and her tactical awareness, honestly, all coming together. I think she took every sprint, including the final, to just separate herself above the rest of the field. But I'd be remiss in saying that it was just a domination and that was the end of the story. The rest of the field, extremely dynamic.
Yeah.
Lots of people going up the road, coming back together, some breaks going, like just folks all over the place. Really fun to watch. In second, we had Charlotte Westover, another Jerry Baker Jr. And in third, we had Alvarado, I believe coming from California. Please correct me if I'm wrong there.
I think Midwest Devo is the team that she rides for. So somewhere in the Midwest.
Midwest Devo, apologies there.
I think
but
maybe
really fun
Indianapolis,
to watch.
but we'll have to check that one. But and let's be honest, we won't check it. But our own rider Sarah Lynch in fourth. But all four of them took a lap. I mean, I think really remarkable race in that all four took a lap and then went back off the front again. So when you think about the fact that Chen took all the points, that means she got through and back off the front before the next sprint round. So,
incredible performance. I think we'll be seeing her again at Nationals in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one, I will say, was the Beverage Garden's favorite race of the night, without question. We got a lot of comments that they love that race. In the same age group, our 13-14 men's points race, so hometown bias again, but that's okay. So won by Keegan Fairbanks in a very different sort of dynamic. So a really large field. It stayed together the whole time. Pace was high throughout, but two riders really stood out, Keegan Fairbanks and Arjuna Burgos, both staying at the front and active the whole time. Keegan taking all of the sprints bar one, where he was second, but ended up with a 10-point victory in that points race. Arjuna second, and then Sean Davies, who's a rider from California, but I think twice now has come up for our junior takeover events here at the track, and I think putting some of that JBMV knowledge to good use by taking third and securing himself a bronze medal.
Yeah, our track here is a bit different, but showing that they did not care was outsider Seth Holland in the 15-16 men's points race. I believe they've not been out here before, but I'll tell you what, didn't show at all. Dominant win. They actually took a lap with Tristan Tukey. Let me correct myself here. They took a lap solo. They'd previously worked with Tristan Tukey off the front of the group, whereas some of the faster finishers chose not to close the gap early enough. The two got far enough away, were unwilling to make that bridge effort, and Seth Holland did complete the lap. Tristan Tukey taking home the second place as he was able to stay into no man's land, picking up a bunch of valuable points throughout, and then the bunch finished behind for the following places. But incredible ride from Seth Holland, who I believe was riding Alkek.
That's right.
They are from Alkek.
Yeah, I love the way you guys are retaining that knowledge after a long day of racing. Amazing to keep that all front of mind.
Well done, Seth. Well done.
Well done. I'm going to just take a little moment to give an NBC shout out and coverage to another local rider. I think I'm picking up on a theme for myself here tonight. Rue Tomko, so finished in a really hard fought fourth place in the 15-16 women's points race. You always know someone has given their all when they are basically collapsed in the infield, the warm-up circle on the grass, and with four people around them. So, putting it all on the line. Great ride. I think still very much up there in medal contention for the Omnium for that age group, and really well done to Rue. Our our last race of the evening, 17-18 men's scratch. I will say, I think we saw the way this race was going to play out, and the tone of the race changed quite dramatically from last night when we saw Fenton Bulfus make a big attack, and Merrick saw a gap, or found a gap, shot it, chased down, and from there on, body blow after body blow, super dynamic racing, really fast. What were you seeing out there?
I think that's all because they have come to know each other's tactics and know each other's power profiles. And now that they all know the cards they have dealt themselves, they are going to race accordingly. So things, they didn't want to let him go up the road. And so you have the more powerful sprinter folks, the people with the biggest engines and the biggest pop at the end. They're not going to let the breakaway specialists go up the road anymore. Yeah. And so because there's more of a all-consuming knowledge, everyone knows everyone's game, that's how we saw it play out, but they still tried. You still have to play the cards that you're dealt, and the folks who wanted to attack and try to go up the road did. Unfortunately, it ended up not working. Merrick and Enzo on the front on the final lap coming through the bell, but it was Enzo with an incredible jump, gapping the field and taking home the victory ahead of our Merrick Gallagher here at Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.
You know, I will say, we talked this afternoon about potential mishaps, and I noticed that Enzo actually had straps on, which is an uncommon sight to see in a scratch race, for an endurance rider. So I think he was waiting for that sprint, and certainly was very powerful when he decided to make a big attack with about 250 to go coming down the back straight. So great race. I think we'd set a goal tonight to try to be as fast as JC's Kilo, which was 67 seconds.
I don't think we made it.
I don't think we made it. We might have made Merrick's pursuit time, maybe his final, probably not the qualifier, which was a track record, but we'll leave it at that, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
And I'm going to give one quick off-camera shout-out beyond the podium to all of the volunteers who have been out here baking in the heat already this weekend, making this racing happen. We have had an amazing turnout from our community showing up to pull off this great event, and they're going to get even toastier tomorrow. So I'm going to give them an early shout out now because it'll be too brain dead to hear it tomorrow.
Thank you, volunteers. And with that, good night.
Good night.